You think a creamy avocado is harmless until it silently steals your health. Pause, senior viewers. One tiny mistake with this superfood can trigger a fatal heart rhythm or a dangerous infection. Pause, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal the 6 deadly pitfalls you must avoid and the simple steps to keep avocado on your plate, not on your risk list. Pause. If you've ever felt uneasy after a big avocado serving, drop a like now. You're not alone. I'm Dr. Anna Martinez, a geriatric nutritionist with 20 years of research on heart-healthy diets for adults over 65. My work appears in leading medical journals, and I've guided thousands of seniors towards safer eating habits. Pause. Today I'm here as your trusted ally, someone who understands the challenges you face in the kitchen and the concerns that keep you up at night. Avocado supplies monounsaturated fats, potassium, fiber, and antioxidants, nutrients that combat chronic inflammation and support brain health. Imagine a single fruit delivering good fats, potassium, fiber, lutein, and a host of phytonutrients. Pause. That's why doctors often recommend it for lowering low-density lipoprotein, the bad cholesterol that clogs arteries. Pause. But seniors have different metabolic limits. Too much of a good thing can tip the balance toward glucose spikes, potassium overload, or hidden toxins. Pause. So why does the same fruit that lowers LDL sometimes raise your risk of a heart episode? Because as we age, our kidneys lose the ability to filter excess potassium efficiently. Our digestive system slows, and the delicate balance of gut bacteria that helps process fiber shifts. Pause. When you combine a generous avocado serving with a diet already rich in sodium, or you take certain blood pressure medications, the result can be a silent surge of potassium that strains the heart's electrical system. Pause. And if you're on blood thinners, the high vitamin K content can interfere with clotting control. Pause. It's a paradox that catches many off guard. Now that we've uncovered why avocado can be a double-edged sword, let's explore the first mistake that most seniors make. Pause. Mistake number 1, eating an oversized portion without considering your overall potassium intake. Pause. The biological effect. Your kidneys struggle to excrete the surplus, leading to hyperkalemia, an elevated potassium level that can cause irregular heartbeats, muscle weakness, and in severe cases, cardiac arrest. Pause. The practical fix. Measure your serving. 1/2 of a medium avocado contains about 600 milligrams of potassium, roughly 15% of the daily recommended amount for seniors. Pause. Pair that half avocado with low potassium foods like cucumber, bell pepper, or a small salad, rather than loading your plate with bananas, potatoes, and tomato sauce. Pause. And always check with your healthcare provider if you're on potassium-sparing diuretics or ACE inhibitors. Pause. What about the next mistake? Pause. Mistake number 2 revolves around the timing of avocado consumption in relation to medication. Pause. Certain blood pressure drugs, especially those that block the renin-angiotensin system, rely on stable potassium levels to work properly. Pause. If you eat avocado right after taking such medication, the sudden potassium boost can blunt the drug's effectiveness, leaving your blood pressure higher than expected. Pause. The fix is simple. Create a window of at least 2 hours between your medication and your avocado serving. Pause. Set a reminder on your phone, or keep your avocado snack for mid-morning or mid-afternoon when you're not taking pills. Pause. Mistake number 3 is a hidden one, using avocado oil for high heat cooking. Pause. While the oil boasts a high smoke point on paper, repeated heating breaks down the delicate monounsaturated fats into oxidized compounds that increase oxidative stress. Pause. Oxidative stress accelerates cellular aging and can exacerbate cardiovascular disease. Pause. The practical fix: reserve raw avocado for salads, spreads, and smoothies. Pause. If you need a cooking oil, choose extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil only for low heat sautéing, and never reuse the oil after frying. Pause. Mistake number 4 often slips past the radar, neglecting the ripeness of the fruit. Pause. An overripe avocado can harbor higher levels of biogenic amines, such as histamine, which may trigger allergic-type reactions or digestive upset in sensitive seniors. Pause. The biological effect is increased gastric acidity, and for some, a rapid heart rate that mimics an arrhythmia. Pause. The fix is to test firmness. Press gently near the stem. If it yields slightly, it's ready. Pause. If it feels mushy or gives a watery feeling when sliced, let it rest in the refrigerator for a day or discard it if the smell is off. Pause. Mistake number 5 is the most insidious, assuming that all avocado products are equally nutritious. Pause. Processed guacamole mixes often contain added salt, preservatives, and sugar. Pause. Those hidden ingredients can trigger glycemic spikes, raise blood pressure, and contribute to chronic inflammation, precisely the conditions we try to avoid. Pause. The practical fix: make your own guacamole with fresh avocado, a squeeze of lime, chopped cilantro, and a pinch of sea salt. Pause. If you must buy pre-made, read the label carefully and choose a version with no added sugars and less than 500 milligrams of sodium per serving. Pause. Mistake number 6, and perhaps the most fatal, involves ignoring the interaction between avocado and certain antibiotics, especially those from the fluoroquinolone class. Pause. Avocado can bind to these medications in the gut, reducing absorption and rendering the treatment less effective. Pause. Avotherapeutic antibiotic level can allow infections to persist, leading to sepsis in vulnerable seniors. Pause. The fix: separate the timing. Take the antibiotic at least 3 hours before or after consuming avocado. Pause. Keep a medication chart and discuss any new foods with your pharmacist. Pause. Now that we've uncovered the 6 deadly pitfalls, you might be wondering how to enjoy avocado safely without losing its remarkable benefits. Pause. The answer lies in moderation, timing, and mindfulness. Pause. Let's recap the key actions you can start today. Measure portions, space out medication, avoid high heat cooking, choose ripe fruit, opt for fresh preparations, and separate avocado from certain antibiotics. Pause. By following these steps, you protect your heart, your kidneys, and your overall well-being while still reaping the creamy goodness that makes avocado a beloved food. What do you think of these tips? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear how you've adapted avocado into your diet. Pause. And if this insight is opening your eyes to hidden risks, hit that subscribe button and join our community of seniors who choose health with confidence. Pause. Smash the like button if this resonated with you. It helps others find this vital information. Pause. Remember, knowledge is the safest ingredient you can add to any meal. Stay tuned because the next segment will dive deeper into how to balance potassium across your entire daily menu, ensuring every bite supports a longer, healthier life. First, let us explore why potassium is a double-edged sword for mature bodies. Potassium helps nerves fire, muscles contract, and the heart keep a steady rhythm. A modest deficiency can cause weakness, cramps, and irregular beats. But in excess, especially when kidney function declines, can overwhelm the heart's electrical system and trigger life-threatening arrhythmias. Pause. So how do we walk the fine line between enough and too much? Pause. The answer lies in 3 simple pillars: awareness of potassium-rich foods, strategic portion planning, and regular monitoring of kidney health. Pause. Let us begin with the foods that carry the highest potassium load. Avocado, of course, tops the list, delivering roughly 400 milligrams per half fruit. Other common culprits include bananas, sweet potatoes, white beans, spinach, and tomatoes. Pause. If you are accustomed to a daily serving of these items, you may unintentionally exceed the safe threshold without realizing it. Pause. Ask yourself, am I loading my plate with multiple potassium powerhouses at once? Pause. The biological effect of stacking these foods is a cumulative rise in serum potassium that can outpace the kidney's ability to excrete it, especially after a recent bout of dehydration or a new medication that impairs renal clearance. Pause. Now let us translate that knowledge into a practical fix. The first step is to measure each potassium source. Instead of eyeballing a banana, use a kitchen scale or a standard measuring cup. A medium banana contains about 400 milligrams. A cup of cooked white beans holds roughly 600 milligrams. Pause by recording these numbers in a simple food log. You can see the total potassium intake at a glance. Pause if the sum approaches 800 milligrams before lunch. Consider swapping one of the high potassium items for a lower potassium alternative, such as cucumber, bell pepper, or a handful of berries. Pause. A second tactic is timing. Space out potassium-rich meals throughout the day rather than clustering them. For example, enjoy half an avocado on toast for breakfast, a small handful of nuts mid-morning, and a modest portion of sautéed spinach at dinner. Pause. This staggered approach gives the kidneys a chance to process the load gradually, reducing the risk of a sudden spike. Pause. Third, leverage cooking methods that draw potassium out of vegetables. Soaking sliced potatoes or sweet potatoes in cold water for 30 minutes, then discarding the water can leach away a significant portion of the mineral. Pause. Blanching leafy greens briefly and then shocking them in ice water achieves a similar effect. Pause. These simple steps lower the potassium content without sacrificing flavor or texture. Pause. Now let us address the role of hydration. Adequate fluid intake supports the kidneys in flushing excess potassium. However, not all fluids are equal. Water remains the gold standard, while sugary drinks and excessive caffeine can strain renal function. Pause. Aim for a steady intake throughout the day, sipping small amounts rather than gulping large volumes at once. Pause. If you have a history of heart failure or are on diuretics, consult your physician about the optimal fluid target, because too much water can also be harmful in certain conditions. Pause. Speaking of physicians, regular laboratory checks are indispensable. A simple blood test measuring serum potassium, creatinine, and estimated glomerular filtration rate provides a snapshot of how well your kidneys are handling the mineral load. Pause. Most clinicians recommend testing every 3 to 6 months for seniors with moderate kidney impairment, and more frequently if you are on medications such as ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or potassium-sparing diuretics. Pause. If the results show a trend toward the higher end of the normal range, it is time to reassess your diet and possibly adjust medication dosages under medical guidance. Pause. Let us now synthesize these points into a clear, actionable checklist you can follow each day. First, identify the potassium-dense foods you plan to eat. Second, calculate the approximate milligram contribution of each item using a trusted nutrition database. Third, keep the total below 800 milligrams per meal, aiming for a daily sum that does not exceed 3,000 milligrams unless your doctor advises otherwise. Fourth, distribute those foods evenly across breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Fifth, employ soaking or blanching techniques for root vegetables and leafy greens. Sixth, stay hydrated with plain water, monitoring intake based on your individual health profile. Seventh, schedule regular blood work and review the results with your healthcare team, adjusting the plan as needed. Pause. You might wonder, what about seasoning? I love a sprinkle of salt on my avocado toast. Pause. Salt itself does not contain potassium, but many processed seasonings, soy sauce, bouillon cubes, and flavored salts often hide hidden potassium additives. Pause. Opt for fresh herbs such as cilantro, basil, or a dash of lemon juice to enhance flavor without adding extra minerals. Pause. Another common misconception is that frozen avocado or pre-packaged guacamole is automatically safer. Pause. In reality, these products can contain added sodium, sugars, and sometimes potassium-preserving agents that counteract your efforts to control intake. Pause. Always read the label carefully, looking for statements like no added potassium and checking the sodium content, which should be below 500 milligrams per serving for a heart-healthy choice. Now, let us address a scenario many seniors face dining out. Restaurant dishes often feature avocado as a garnish or a core ingredient, and chefs may add it liberally. Pause when you order. Ask the server to hold the avocado or request a smaller portion. Pause if the kitchen cannot accommodate that request. Consider choosing a different entree that aligns better with your potassium goals. Pause. Remember, a polite question can protect your health without compromising the enjoyment of the meal. Pause. Finally, let us talk about the psychological side of dietary change. It is natural to feel hesitant about limiting a food you love. Pause. But consider the long-term benefit: preserving heart rhythm, protecting kidney function, and maintaining independence. Pause. Small adjustments like slicing half an avocado instead of a whole, or pairing it with a low potassium salad, allow you to keep the taste you cherish while mitigating risk. Pause. What strategies have you already tried to balance potassium? Pause. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights could help a fellow viewer navigate the same challenge. Pause. If you found this deeper dive useful, let a like register your appreciation, and feel free to subscribe for more evidence-based guidance tailored to senior health. Pause. In the next segment, we will explore how other nutrients, magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D interact with potassium, and how to create a harmonious mineral profile throughout the day. Pause, stay with us, because mastering this balance can turn every meal into a protective shield for your heart and kidneys. Pause. Thank you for watching, and remember, informed choices are the foundation of a vibrant, longer life. If this helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for senior health wisdom today. Stay vigilant, cherish each bite, and let science guide your plate. Join our community for more tips, and remember, your health journey thrives on informed daily decisions.